Bliss everyone! Welcome to another weekly card and energy reading here on my channel. Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Thank you so much for joining today. I'm going to allow you all some time to settle in, get comfortable, and get ready for another weekly reading. This week we are covering 5/26, which is today, May 26, 2019, to June 2nd, 2019. So we're going into a completely new month. Super exciting and lots of energy to cover. So as you get situated, as you get nice and comfortable and join here together, let me know how you're doing. Hey Josie, let me know how you all are feeling this weekend, what you're ready for, what you're excited for, and let me know that you're here, and then we'll get started. Hi Hedwig, good to see you. Hey Soul Family, yes. Hi Indy, good to see you. So we have so much soul family across the world joining us here, which is so exciting. So let us know where you're at too, so we can tap into all the beautiful places that we are connecting with today. Simple Goddess, hello. Carmole, hello. Yay, finally caught this live stream when you first got online. Much love. Yes, much love to you. Simple Goddess is in North Carolina. I know Josie's in Arizona here. Bianca's here as well. Hello, Bliss. So as you all join, as you all get connected here, go ahead and just say hi to each other and keep getting connected. I'm going to go over a review of last week of the cards so that we can feel into what we've been experiencing and then move into this next week. A couple other people joining today. Peace Like a River is from Mississippi. Hey, Chris is here as well. Carmele is in Central California. Daniela's here in California in the house. What's up? I know Indy is in Austria, right? Indy's in Austria, which is so cool. Hedwig is, where are you, Hedwig? Remind me. I think you said Germany, but I can't remember. Awesome. So as you all connect, enjoy the vibration, get settled in, take some deep breaths, let go of anything that happened in last week, let go of any energy that doesn't serve you, any distractions. We're in a sacred place. We're with our soul family from all across the world. We're in this beautiful, loving connection, this web of light community that we've created. Feels so good. Feels so good to be here. Now, let's get into last week's review just so that we know where we're coming from. Last week, the cards that we had was balance for the beginning of the week. We had let go for the middle of the week. And then we had body care for the end of the week, the weekend. And really, that's where we're at right now. We're still kind of moving out of that body care card into this new week that we're going to jump into. So, last week, we felt a lot of balance. We felt where we needed balance. We felt ways to balance. We let go of things that were creating the imbalances, right? And then this week and the weekend, we're tending to our body. We're allowing our body to embody that new balance. And we also had a message last week of finding that alignment, that balance coming into alignment is going to allow some answered prayers to come into our experience. So we get to get really excited for that as well, being that we are at the end of this week and we're in that answered prayer kind of energy, and we're ready to move into that energetic experience now with this week. And that's what we're going to get into. So let's talk about 5/26 to 6/2. And let me see how you guys are doing. Everybody's good, good, good. Okay. So, spirit messages, let's get into that first, okay? The spirit messages I got mainly for this week specifically. Let me start with this month, because since we are moving out of May and into June, we have a new energetic theme for the month coming up, okay? And if you paid attention to my year reading, my live annual reading for 2019, in the very beginning of the year, I did it on New Year's Day, and I pulled a card for every single month of the year for 2019. May's card was intentions, and we talked a little bit about that this month, how setting intentions was so important, especially coming from April, where the new beginning card showed up. So the new beginnings of April were coming forth with the intentions that we set here in May. And now moving from May into June, the June card from the annual reading is miracles. So we are literally moving into the intentions that we've set from May, creating the miracles in our lives, those answered prayers like we talked about last week. We're literally in that vibration. And the way that the yearly reading is set up is so on point so far and has really been guiding us. And I'm so glad that we've been able to follow that energy, because that was the first time I ever did that on this channel. Really, this is the first time I've ever had a channel. This is still the first year. My year anniversary of this channel is actually, I think it's June 2nd. And so I think it's June 2nd or June 4th. So it's coming up as well. And so we're feeling into all of this alignment, right? And our intentions from May are moving into our June miracles, and we're creating our miracles with our intentions. So we want to keep reminding ourselves over the next week of this entering June and exiting May to stay focused on our intentions, make sure that we're setting clear intentions, make sure that we're reminding ourselves of our intentions, and noticing if our behaviors or our emotions or our energies are reflecting something different than the intentions that we've created or set forth for ourselves. Because oftentimes we might set an intention to be more positive, but then we get sidetracked, and a couple weeks later we forget about that intention, and we completely create a situation where we don't have that ability to stay focused and aligned with it. We become more negative, we become more out of alignment, right? I'm gonna turn my air off, you guys, so you guys can hear me. Hold on. It always kicks on. It always kicks on at the wrong time. Okay, so with that, we want to really focus on our intentions and expect the miracles, okay? Expect the miracles, especially with our thinking and our energy. We don't want to get into habits of negative thinking or negative emotion or assuming past situations or assuming negative energy from the past. Remember, we let go last week, we released, and we're clearing those soul contracts that don't serve us. We're cutting the energetic cords that don't serve us. We talked about that last week as well. And I'm still offering that $60 soul contract clearing and energetic cord cutting offer. So if you want that session, let me know, because it is crucial right now for us to clear the soul contracts that no longer serve us and to cut the cords that no longer serve us in our energy. Because if we don't, we are holding ourselves back from these miracles that we have been intending for and the new beginnings that are coming forth from that. The April, May, June alignment of those cards is crucial right now for us to let go and release what we don't need, okay? So if you need that session, message me at Readings by Rissa on Instagram or readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, and we'll do a $60 session, deep meditation, where I help you cut those energetic cords that don't serve you, because sometimes we try to cut them ourselves and it just doesn't work. For some reason, those people keep coming back into our lives, or we keep cycling in those patterns or circumstances, and we just can't figure out why. Sometimes it requires somebody else outside of the experience, outside of your aura, to do that cutting and clearing for you. And that's where I can come in for you and do that. Trust me, I know, because sometimes I have to have other people cut my cords if they're too deep, or if I'm too involved in the situation. And healers and intuitives always need healing and intuitives as well. So we need to work with each other. And a lot of us healers and intuitives, even if you do healing work or intuition work, you feel like you can do it yourself. Yes, you can to a certain point, but sometimes if you're too involved, you need that helping hand. And that's what the beauty of a Web of Light of community is the ability to call on our soul family to assist, right? So let me know. All right, the next spirit message that I have on the list is freedom. We are assertive with our freedom as well. This freedom is a sense of confidence, our ability to feel free in our expression, to speak up freely, to feel completely knowing of our freedom and not hesitant to express it, and we become more free in that way. We embody our freedom. When we see something that doesn't resonate, we call it out, or we release ourselves from it immediately. We no longer try to manage it or be considerate or try to merge with it or compromise with it. Instead, we're like, you know what? We don't really mess with that. We're moving on, right? It's the no F's given kind of mentality, right? It's just like, you know what? I don't resonate with that. I don't really care if you don't like that I don't resonate with that. I'm moving on. I'm clearing of that. I'm freeing myself. I have no problem speaking up and feeling completely embodied in that freedom to people that you might have had a hard time standing up to in the past, or circumstances that you might have had a hard time standing up to and claiming that freedom in the past. This week, we're going to feel a lot more assertive in our freedom. Free to speak up, free to know, and free to be, okay? see your comments here because y'all are talking, so I want to see what you guys are saying. Okay, yeah. So Josie says, feel you on the balance. I was really trying to balance myself out this week, and those in the violet, and throw it in the violet flame. Yes, absolutely. Patty's here, Patty Thunder. Hey, Patty. All right, you guys are doing good. Thank you guys for being there for each other. Violet Melian says, I've noticed the let go message as well, for sure. So, Danielle says, feel like I'm being tested this past week. Holy crud, freedom and liberation in my rising moon and ascending signs as well. Yay! And you are being free. The liberation is here. This week is all about really getting into that freedom and embodying it and knowing that you have control over your freedom. We really are powerful beings. And sometimes we forget that we are so much more powerful than our circumstance. We are so much more powerful than our relationships. We are so much more powerful than our thoughts and our emotions. We can rise out of those thoughts and emotions, out of those perspectives and perceptions of relationships and circumstances, and we can choose a different vibration. We can choose liberation, and that is a test. It's our test on whether or not we can really rise in our power and awareness, because once we are aware of our power, we can claim our power. And it's really a choice. It's really a choice to say, okay, this bad thing is happening, or this seemingly bad thing is happening. I can choose to surrender to the negative, or I can choose to react to it as a test and rise above it and choose liberation. Choose not to let that circumstance or that relationship or those words that were just said to me that didn't feel good, choose to not let them imprison me. Instead, I choose to be free. And I choose to know that my being, my reality, my perspectives are my truth. And I can move away from those that don't resonate and liberate myself, right? So that is that assertive freedom that we're moving into this week. So don't be afraid to let that express itself, right? Now, also, we want to get ready for miracles. Like I talked about, expect them, prepare for them, feel them. This goes into that manifestation. If you've watched any of my IGTV videos, I talk a lot about manifestation and the law of attraction and how to really feel what you want to have and feel who you want to become. When you put an emotion to your intention, you do create miracles, because that emotion resonates a vibration in your body that translates outside of yourself into your experience. And that's often why when we get into negative emotions or depression or anxiety, that we end up looping in that same energy over and over, because we're really embodying the emotion of the anxiety and then continuing to allow it to resonate into our experience instead of trying our best to stop the anxiety and choose a new emotion to replace it so that we can move vibrationally into a new awareness, a new experience. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this, and he is absolutely amazing. So if you want to learn more about this kind of vibrational and emotional choice healing and the way in which you can become an alchemy of your emotions and an alchemy of your vibration in those traumatic or triggered times, Dr. Joe Dispenza is the guy. And I talk about a lot of these things too, to paraphrase a lot of these great minds, because they are so smart and they talk about things that are so sometimes like over our head. But if we can really get to the layman's terms of it and understand how to apply it, we become magic, right? And so that's what I try to do, is to give it to you really easy and straight like that, okay? All right, so moving forward now, expect the miracle, prepare for the miracle, and feel the miracle. So preparing for the miracle, before we move forward just on this, preparing for the miracle means really, what do you need to do to prepare for that beautiful thing to come into your life? Do you want that beautiful home on the waterfront? Do you feel that new community that you want to create, or that new rec center that you want to create? What do you need to prepare for that to come into your life? Is there anything that you need to do to just start preparing for it? Do you need to start looking up the place? Do you need to find the location? Even though you might not have the money for that new home or that new center or whatever it is you're trying to create, you can still look for it. You can still look up the prices. You can still look at the waterfront properties. You can still start to imagine where that's going to be and how you're going to structure it, because preparing for the miracle brings the miracle forth. Okay, so make sure you expect the miracle, prepare for the miracle, and feel the miracle. Okay. Answered prayers are upon us. So with all of that energy, we become an embodiment of our answered prayers. And we talked about answered prayers last week. So we're moving into that energy fully. The impossible becomes possible with this thinking. And that's really what I want us all to focus on this week, is anything that might seem impossible that steps into your path this week or recently, allow yourself to imagine the possibility of it becoming instead of the impossibility of it, and allow yourself to really move forward in this expectation and vibrational alignment with the impossible becoming possible. Okay? Ask and It Is Given is a great book. Ask and It Is Given by Esther Hicks and Jerry Hicks. It's channeled through Esther Hicks, and Abraham is the entity, the collective of light beings that channels through Esther Hicks. And so this book is a channeled book. It's called Ask and It Is Given. And that's really the energy we need to embody this week. So if you feel a calling to read a book about law of attraction, or to get more into this kind of mentality, or these messages that I'm giving you right now are really resonating with you, I encourage you to get the book Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks, because it is transformational and it is so great at starting to apply the vibrational understanding that I'm talking about here. And just by reading that book, you start to embody that vibration. Okay. All right, you guys are doing good. Cool. I'm just checking on you. I'm really enjoying so Jasmine Nash says, I'm really enjoying enjoying and feeling open to this message of manifestation. Yes. Oh my gosh, so true. All right, you guys, so let's move on. So next part is we create our miracles with our faith and intention. So keeping on this idea of miracles, right, is that we are using our faith and our intention. We've built our faith so strongly this year. Even last year, with all the things we went through since the Lionsgate portal in August and all of this other energy that we felt transformational at the end of 2018, we gained a lot of faith during that transformation. We understood that through the struggle, through the trials and tribulations, through the first few waves of real deep letting go and healing, we were able to find faith because we endured and we overcame, and we came out the other side with a deeper connection, a stronger awareness, and more prosperity in our being, and more energy and light in our being. And so with that, we were able to really find the center of faith. And mixing that faith now with the intention that we've been encouraged to have this year, and the molding of that intention with May, and now moving into June, we have created and will be continuing to create our miracles. Now with that formula, that faith plus intention equals miracles formula, we become a leader. We become a leader that is able to show others through our leading by example how to also manifest a more aligned path for those people that are watching you. And this is so important that it's lead by example. And that's why I titled this video that this week, because we are now seeing, as we really tap into this sense of alignment and this sense of intention and faith and miracles in our own lives, being spiritually connected, right, and conscious beings as we are right now in this beautiful web of light community we've built, we start to notice what it's like to be those conscious beings, how different we are to the people we were before when we weren't so conscious, how different we are vibrationally and emotionally and mentally and physically than we were when we weren't awake, when we weren't aware of this spiritual understanding, this vibrational understanding, this energetic knowledge. And because of that awareness, we also now see ourselves in that light, and we're able to see how far we've come. With that wisdom, we also see other people who aren't there yet. We see what it looks like to see a conscious being versus an unconscious being, how a conscious being handles struggle or trauma versus an unconscious being struggling and having traumatic experience. And because of that, we become teachers. We become leaders by example. And it's so important that we know, as leaders by example and as people who see other people struggling, that we once were those people who struggled differently. We once were those unconscious, ego focused, scared, doubtful, fearful people that were judging others and also feeling judged and hurt, right? And we know that hurt people, right? So there's a lot of awareness in a mirror in the unconscious beings versus the conscious beings, and understanding as more conscious beings that there's still always a new level of consciousness, right? We're always going to seem like unconscious to someone who's a little bit more conscious than us, and vice versa. So we want to feel that compassion, but we also want to know that it's important not to submerge ourselves back into the unconscious energy by trying to help people that are unconscious so much to where it becomes a fault. And I mean this in the most compassionate and loving way, right? Because I do absolutely believe in pulling people up out of their lower vibration. What I don't believe in is diving into a lower vibration in order to pull somebody up. We can't do that, because when we dive into a lower vibration, we are assuming that we have to do that in order to pull that person up, and we don't. We don't have to be miserable with that person. We don't have to facilitate their misery. We don't have to facilitate their fear or their unconscious energy or their judgment in order to show them that that's not the route to go. Instead, we can lead by example by showing them what it looks like to not be influenced by such energy, even when someone like them is presenting it and encouraging and promoting you to dive into it with them, right? For the sake of their own healing or for the sake of their own help. So when somebody comes to you and wants to just throw all their negativity on you, right? The best thing to do is to find a way to react to them from a healed perspective and in a conscious way, and not to react to them from an unhealed perspective by bringing up all the times where you could relate to that energy that they're experiencing or that negativity, or reminding yourself and kind of joining them in the misery of your past or your experiences, or agreeing with them in that negativity and facilitating more. No, instead, you can lead by example by saying, well, in my experience, I've noticed that by focusing on that negativity, it creates more. So instead, why don't we focus on something you do want? Why didn't we focus on what you want going forward? Why don't we focus on how to become more of a healed being within, despite any influence outside of yourself? How about we focus on that? And just continuing to lead by example. And sometimes they won't do it, right? Sometimes they won't want to. Sometimes they won't have anything to do with it. Sometimes they'll fight you on it and beg you to join them in the negativity and drama. But when they do that, you lead by example and you remove yourself if it gets too much. You say, you know what? I think that it's best if I just let you heal the way you need to heal. And when you feel like you're ready to be in a vibration or in a way of thinking that's a little bit more realistic, more centered in positivity than negativity, because when somebody's all the way negative, that's not realistic, right? There's got to be balance. So you can come back to them when they have found that place, right? And that's going to have them respect you more, and it's also you respecting your energy more and keeping it safe and leading by example as a conscious being, not letting your conscious being sway due to an unconscious energy. Danielle says, Rissa is so right. On an airplane, you put the mask on yourself first. Don't try to go to the helpless before you help yourself. The mask equals our higher vibration. Yes, beautiful, Danielle. Just got chills with that. So good, so good. Hedwig says, go forward with healed energy and not getting involved with, but observe. Not engage, but observe. Yes, not engage, but observe. Absolutely, absolutely. And Josie says, my biggest concern I have right now is staying focused. Yes, and focus really is just about constant application, being constant of it and being consistent. So just notice when you're out of balance, or when you could have done better. And then that awareness is focus, because you've focused on it. And just checking in with yourself, right? Sometimes it's setting an alarm 3 times a day that says check in with yourself, right? So that when that alarm goes off, you just take a moment, breathe. How am I feeling right now? Oh, I'm feeling a little fearful. I'm feeling a little doubtful. I'm feeling a little insecure. Why am I feeling like that? Oh, I'm still holding on to this thought 2 hours ago. Well, let's clear that. Okay, I've checked in with myself, I've cleared, I've reset, now I can move on, right? So set an alarm on your phone. It can be that easy, and that can really change the whole way your vibration is. Okay, moving forward. So we then become a miracle for others, okay, with that leading by example, and we become a miracle for ourselves by being protective of our energy and not sinking into energy that doesn't serve us just for the sake of someone else. And this is why I do these videos, you guys, so that if somebody comes to you with a lot of negativity or a lot of trauma or a lot of pain, and you're in a vibration that's really strong and stable, and you know that if you facilitate more of that conversation, it's going to pull you out of your vibration, then what you do, instead of facilitating a conversation, is you say, you know what, I have the perfect video that I feel like is going to really help you and bring you out of this energy, so let me send it to you. I'll send it to you right now, right? And then you go on this YouTube channel and you find one of these readings that you know will resonate with them, or you find one of the videos in the playlist of the intuition practices and teaching them how to meditate or how to journal or how to cure their anxiety through intuition, and then you give them that as a way to protect your own energy, but also to still give them love and to still give them what they need. So sending videos that may resonate with that person is also responding from a healed perspective, and I encourage you to do that. Even letting them know, hey, I think you would really benefit from a reading from this person I listen to readings on. They do energy cleansings. Maybe that's going to help you. I feel like that might be a better way for you. She can probably help you more than I'm able to, right? So pass them on to me if you need to. And that's still a loving gesture to them, and a loving gesture to yourself, so you don't drain your energy, okay? So just send them my way. I got them covered with anything they need. Okay, so we're celebrating the last couple spirit messages before we get into astrology and numerology. We are celebrating our ability to be in a new vibration, to be empowered in our intuition and our intention, to feel faithful and to feel accomplished and to feel miraculous and luminous. We are celebrating all of that this week. And it's really interesting, I thought, too, because I got this message around the Memorial Day energy. And I asked Spirit if there's anything we needed to know or focus on energetically, spiritually from Memorial Day. And since tomorrow's Memorial Day, Spirit said that it's important to honor our fallen soldiers. When I got that, it was like, yeah, of course, right? That's Memorial Day, is honoring those who have fallen in battle. But when I asked for a deeper message, Spirit gave me that this is about honoring the fallen soldiers of our own spirit as well. The parts of ourself that were sacrificed to make us better, to help us evolve, to make us stronger. And we've all gone through something in our life, or several things in our life, and where we've gone through trouble or battle or pain, and we've had those tiny deaths, those feelings of loss, those feelings of sacrifice of parts of us that were really valuable to us and really beautiful and precious, that we had to sacrifice and had to go through something in order for us to really evolve. Maybe we sacrificed a part of our innocence in the past. Maybe we sacrificed a part of our dream. Maybe we sacrificed some of our passion or our love or our ability to be naive or kind or fully pure, right? And so these sacrifices that occur in our lives are fallen soldiers in our life and are fallen soldiers in our spirit. And so we don't only honor the fallen soldiers in our physical world who have fallen in battle, and we honor them so much now. We thank them for their service and we thank them for their sacrifice. We also have to honor our own inner sacrifices and our own fallen soldiers within our life and honor ourselves in that way as well. So I just got that really deep message. So honor the parts of yourself that were sacrificed to make you better, strong, and evolve, and know that that was for a reason, and that you can receive a somewhat of a rebirth, a resurrection of that energy by developing your own spiritual relationship to that which you sacrificed and rekindling that energy, just like you would with a person who's passed away, in battle. If you have a loved one who has passed away in battle that you're honoring for Memorial Day, know that you can also resurrect and rebirth a connection with them through your spiritual connection as well. So this is all a full circle kind of energetic message for Memorial Day. So I encourage you to pass that along as well to anybody who needs that message, anybody you feel like may be struggling with their own fallen soldiers within. Okay, so moving on into astrology and numerology before we do the cards real quick. Not too much here, but I want to go over them real quickly for you. So some of the highlights, okay? The highlights for astrology. On 5/29, that's Wednesday, we're going to feel a lot of inspiration and a lot of opportunities to move and to grow. Mercury is squaring Neptune. Neptune is in charge of our higher mind, and it's also in charge of our ability to move into kind of a more spiritual understanding and a more deep consciousness and a technological consciousness that is kind of scientific. So we're going to find science mixing with spirit here as well. And Mercury is all about communication and commitments. So we're going to feel some simple and direct communication as being our primary focus, meaning it's going to be important for us to not try to take too much time over explaining things, especially because if you think about a scientist, right? Sometimes scientists, they're so brilliant, they're so smart, even doctors, like Dr. Joe Dispenza, I was like watching him, listening to him, he's so smart, he's such a scientist, such a mind, right? But even when scientists or doctors of that that are super, super smart, you listen to them for a while and you're just like, oh man, what are they saying now? What's going on? I'm lost. They're saying so many things. It's so much information, like my brain's going to explode, right? So it's kind of that. So allowing ourselves to be simple and direct in our communication is going to keep that overindulgent higher mind stuff from happening, right? So just allow yourself to find simple and direct communication and encourage that from others if you're feeling that kind of overactive mind energy. Also making sure that we think before we speak and that we're paying close attention to our commitments, not making any commitments that don't feel right, making sure that we don't sign any contracts that don't feel right, making sure that we have a really higher mind focus on all of that and that we're conscious about things that we're committing to. Now on Thursday, the next day, May 30th, we're going to feel a lot of joyful and safe energy. Venus is sextiling Neptune. We've got another Neptune energetic influence here. And so with the Venus influence with Neptune, it's going to bring us into more of a romantic energy with our higher mind, an ability to fantasize about higher mind perspectives, really let ourselves daydream and think deeply about things that we're learning, new wisdoms that we're gaining, new downloads from meditations and things like that. And we're also going to have a lot of beauty and imagination and creative energy to add to that, with lessons and gifts in family and love as well. So we're going to be allowing ourselves to start to see more of what we're doing in our love and family life with that Venus, and that's actually going to move more into Friday as well. But we're also going to feel really expansive and a lot of gratitude on Thursday. So that's 5:30, May 30th. Excuse me. I had a show last night, you guys, so my voice is a little bit raspy because I was singing my heart out on stage. Show went great, by the way. Okay, so Friday, May 31st, the last day of May, okay, we're going to feel a lot of transcendence. And I love the word transcendence because it's the ability to be conscious and to rise above and to self-heal and be self-aware. And it's just this sense of freedom as well that comes with transcendence. And so Venus trines Saturn on Friday, May 5th, or May 31st. I was looking at the 5. May 31st. And so we're going to feel a lot more of those love and family lessons coming forth, a lot of awareness in love and family, receiving a lot of gifts in awareness on love and family, and also receiving a lot of lessons on love and family. We're going to also feel depth in commitment and awareness with that Saturn influence and that Venus connecting. So we're just going to enjoy this sense of real deep transcendence in love and family. And then for the last highlight of astrology and numerology for the week is Sunday, next Sunday, 1 week from today, June 2nd. We're going to feel rested and peaceful. We have Venus trining Pluto, which means that we're going to feel a lot of magnetism and love and romance. We've got a lot of Venus energy this week and a lot of Neptune energy this week. So with the Venus trining Pluto on Sunday, we're going to feel the magnetism, the romance, the love, the companionship, the energy of desire for that, and also this need to dive into areas in our life where we have that and really feel it very strongly. We're also going to feel a lot of awareness and connection with our loved ones. We're going to feel soul connections more deeply, sexual connections more deeply, and we're also going to have the opportunity to rebirth a lot of our soul connections and family connections and love connections, redrafting those energies in a way that serves us better, or just letting them go in the way that serves us better. So we're going to feel a lot of restoration and peace on Sunday. So that's our astrology and numerology, okay? How are you guys doing? You guys doing good? Good, 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 good. All right. I love how you all are talking to each other. I'm so glad. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm not going to read all the messages because it looks like you guys are chatting on your own. So I'm glad that you're doing good on that. Let's go ahead and center ourselves for just a second for our 3-breath meditation before we pull our cards for the week, and then we'll be done for this week for 5/26 to June 2nd. And happy birthday to the Geminis. Shout out Geminis. It's Gemini season officially, right? The 21st of May was like the official Gemini season, but we'll feel the official energy of Gemini with the new moon, and we'll be getting into that new moon soon. I almost think that the new moon is on Sunday. I haven't checked. If you guys know when the new moon is, let me know, because if it's on Sunday, then we'll want to talk about that a little bit as well. But overall, we're feeling a lot of Gemini energy moving in. I'm a Gemini, so Geminis are all about the left and right brain, the duality of ourselves coming together as one, self-loving, and being able to adapt to all sorts of situations, and understanding and finding peace between our duality and peace and duality in all things, and to also understand how we can create from our own powerful mind and using our mind to create positive experience and positive outcomes. So Geminis, the air sign energy, very, very airy, whimsical, very spiritual, very etheric, but also incredibly logical and sometimes a little bit like scientific and a little bit like direct and crazy, I guess. We're just weird, right? Geminis are weird. So if you're a Gemini, shout out to Geminis. And if you know when the new moon is, let me know as well. I'm pretty sure it's either Sunday or shortly after, so I'll keep you posted. Make sure you guys pay attention to the community page on this channel, because I post a daily vibe, a daily affirmation every day for you guys, so you can say that mantra out loud and tap into the positive energy of each day. And I also post intuitive art from people who have done artwork during the readings or just intuitively throughout the week. And then I'm also going to post about when I do different moon readings and what time and so forth. So I'll post about that as well once I find out, because I did forget to check, but I don't think the new moon is on Sunday. I feel like it's probably shortly after, so that's fine. Okay, so moving on. Let's do our 3-breath meditation just to get nice and comfortable. So everybody, take a second to just settle in, get comfortable, stop whatever you're doing, close your eyes, and let's take a deep breath in as a collective. Big breath out to relax. Deep breath in with an inner smile of love and gratitude. Big breath out to relax and release any distraction, any tension, releasing out of the body. And another deep breath in, biggest one yet, opening up to all our spirit messages for the collective, all those here and those tuning in later for this entire week, with a big breath out to relax fully. And you can just wake yourself back up as you wish, or you can stay in this divine meditative place, reminding yourself that it's so important to just take 3 breaths here and there. Whenever you feel like you need to find your center, 3 breaths is all it takes to find a more peaceful state of being from wherever you're at. So allow yourself to take that message with you throughout this week as well, knowing that we can absolutely create peace in only 3 breaths. 5 to 6 seconds of focus can give you a sense of peace, right? And that's so important. All right, let's see what cards we have for the beginning of the week. I've got the Spirit Messages deck for the first card of the week. 2 cards for the beginning of the week. Cool. Spirit Messages deck always likes to give 2 cards. It's so interesting in that way. All right, middle of the week. Let's see what we have from the Healing with the Angels deck for the middle of the week, 5/26 to June 2nd. What is the focus energetically for the middle of the week? And y'all feel free to put your energy into these guys. Whoa, there we go. Every time I say that, it's like, boom, the energy comes right through. All right, end of the week card from the Angels of Atlantis deck. All right, that one came up. I think that one's the one, but I kind of moved it with my finger, so I want to be sure. All right. Yep, there we go. End of the week card is up. Let's start here. Switch these around so I can have them in order. Okay. Beginning of the week cards from the Spirit Messages deck. The first one, breathe, breathe. How funny is that we were just talking about breath and the importance of taking 3 breaths to center yourself. And voila, we have a card. So the card itself says, it's so self-explanatory because we just talked about it, but let me read the message exactly. It says, the breath is the vital bridge between your body and soul. It is the connection between the inside and the outside, connecting you to the universe, the spirit, and the divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything in the universe. Breath, the nourishment for everything in the universe. So breathe and use your breath as a way to tap into the miracles awaiting you in this week, and to keep the intentions and the faith strong. Noticing any time that you feel out of alignment, take a moment to breathe and focus, and you'll become way more peaceful. Also, with the beginning of the week, going right in hand with the breath, vulnerability. Vulnerability. And vulnerability is so beautiful, because when we are vulnerable, when we are in a place where we need to focus on our breath, or when we're feeling a little bit out of alignment, or we're feeling like we need a little bit of energy boost or a little bit of focus, we are usually vulnerable in that moment. And sometimes we take that vulnerability as something negative, something that we need to hide or cover up or not allow. But vulnerability is actually beautiful, because when we are vulnerable, we're usually aware, and we're usually allowing ourselves to open up to healing. And we're starting to allow ourselves to feel more capable of healing. So embrace your vulnerability, and when you're feeling vulnerable, use that breath to get you into alignment. This card also says, this is confirmation that you're seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory, where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. Don't let fear hold you back, or allow a misguided sense that feeling vulnerable is somehow a negative condition. It is not a negative condition. So we're not letting any fear hold us back from accepting our vulnerability, so that we can breathe through it and come out on the other side. Because we can't actually move away or clear or heal a vulnerable experience if we're not breathing, and if we're not focused on it, and if we're not allowing ourselves to. So that's the beginning of the week. Breathe through vulnerability, okay? The middle of the week. What a beautiful card. We talked about this. Celebration. We talked about celebration in the Spirit Messages. The middle of the week is all about celebration. It's when we're going to start feeling more reasons to celebrate, more proof of celebration, more of those awarenesses that we have things and opportunities coming our way that are proving us that the miracles are here, and that our answered prayers are here, and that we just need to keep focused on that faith and intention, and feeling the miracle, expecting the miracle, preparing for the miracle. And that's what the celebration is. And then the miracle is there, and we are celebrating even more. So the middle of the week, celebration, okay? Don't forget to celebrate. I'm like all over with the cards today. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, last card for the end of the week with the Angels of Atlantis deck. What a beautiful card. we're ending with love. Archangel Sandalphon, reminding us that love is the answer. Love is what allows us to feel that sense of connection. We know this with the astrology and numerology influence of this reading when we talked about that Venus energy and that Pluto energy as well, with the sensuality, the deepening of connections, that Saturn and Venus energy as well at the end of the week. So we're feeling all of this heightened essence of love, connecting with our loved ones, connecting with our family, our romantic partners, our friends, our soul family, all of this energy, being more aware of our loving relationships, being able to rebirth and reconnect and redraft certain relationships so that they serve us better and also serve the other better and the greater good better, right? So we're feeling into that alignment with love at the end of the week, okay? So real quick review, breathe whenever you're feeling vulnerable in order to get the most out of your vulnerability and to know that there is wisdom there and there is light at the other side of vulnerability and that there is healing in that awareness through the breath and the intention. And then allowing ourselves to celebrating any of the fallen soldiers of ourselves and of our experience in our own life with people that may have passed on, and also celebrating the new beginnings and the miracles that we are moving into and feeling all around us, and being grateful for the miracles that we see in our present experience, right? Because no matter what, there is always an experience. There is always a miracle in our experience if we look for it. There's always a blessing in every situation. And we must choose to see those blessings in order to bring more of them forward, okay? And then finally, we end with love. We end with deep awareness, deep understanding, deep connection to our loved ones and to our soul family and to the love within ourselves that's carrying us and keeping us even more connected to the miracles that are coming into our experience. All right? I love you all so much. Don't forget that I am still offering the $60 soul contract clearing and cord cutting sessions. They're deep meditations to help you clear any unwanted energy and let go of anything that might be holding you back from the miracles and the energy of the miracles and answered prayers that's flowing through this week. So message me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com or at readingsbyrissa on Instagram for that $60 special, that session. It is going to be so transformational. And I've been doing them all last week for people that heard about them when I talked about them last week. And people are having really great experiences, man. People are just like feeling the weight lifted off their shoulders, off their energy. They're feeling the vibration of healing and transformation and activation of their truth and their true spirit. They're feeling the transformation in these meditations and in these sessions, you guys. So it is definitely deep and it is definitely worth it. So let me know if you're ready for that. And if you need any help along the way with anything else, past life readings, mediumship, energy cleansings, just general readings on love, work, family life, spiritual growth, whatever it is, let me know. readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, at readingsbyrissa on Instagram. And make sure you're listening to my music as well. And check out my boyfriend's music, Joseph Lior. He just posted his brand new album. It's called Where Do Kings Bleed? It's a rap hip hop album. He did everything himself and it's super melodic, super transformational. It's got really real messages with positive messages as well, and super strong energy with that message as well. So definitely tap into that on all streaming services and check out my music. There's a playlist here on the channel that says Rissa Vibes music videos or Spirit Junkie. Either one of those will have my album. You can look at the videos, the visuals, or you can just listen to the audio, okay? And share with friends and whatever you feel like they may need, and give yourself the love that you need. Make sure, like we talked about, putting that mask on yourself so that you can feel good, you can breathe well, and then you help others, right? So make sure that you're doing that and you're loving yourself this week and you're focused on your own happiness and positivity, and you're expecting those miracles because they are here and we are experiencing them now. June is the month for miracles, okay? So let's get into the miracles. I love you all. Happy birthday, Geminis. My birthday's on June 6th, so I will be talking all about that next week, but lots of good energy coming through, and then we'll meet again for a new moon reading. Whenever that new moon is, I will check and I will let you guys know, okay? Love you guys. Have a good one. Till next week, soul family. Hedwig says, yes. Josie says, thanks to those who replied to me as well. Yes, thank you all for sending love and light to Josie and all those who needed it today on this message feed. So good. Danielle says blessings to you and your snoring boyfriend. Yes, he's not snoring today, which is good. And yes, love to all, says Violet. I'm just reading all your messages before we go. Andrea Johnson says hello with all the hearts. Hey, Andrea, we love your art. And yes, thank you so much for all of you for connecting together. Wavy rhymes, keep it up, their fire, says Kishan. Thank you. And you guys have a wonderful day, okay? And a great, great week. And I will see you next week for another weekly reading. Pay attention to this channel as I will be posting more videos along the way. And if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you follow me. All my contact social media information is in the description of these videos. So make sure you click the description of these videos, because I also usually post the cards so that you guys know what the cards are, since I usually only put a little picture of them on the thumbnail of the YouTube video. So when you click the description of the videos, you can see all the ways to tap into the other communities on social medias that I've started, all my other social media communities. I don't know what I'm trying to say. And also merchandise. I have merchandise with really cool logos and vibrations on cool crop tops and tank tops for the summer. So check those out as well. All right. Love you guys.